We're just going to start in Sukhasana in our easy seated pose and just get acquainted with the body. So maybe you wiggle the toes while you're sitting there. Get tall in your seat. You could relax your chin, relax your eyes, relax the arms and hands, wiggle the fingers, and just take a few breaths where you're at. We'll be kind of in this space as you see here, so you don't really need a lot of space today. We're just going to kind of stay within our seated selves as we get acquainted with ourselves for this flow. You could close the eyes if you're somewhere that's safe and still and you won't hurt yourself, or if there's an animal around you, you won't accidentally roll onto your animal. And just take a few breaths, your inhales, your exhales. Start to become aware of your inhales and exhales. And getting started with the simple flow being the first one. Let's keep with our breath. You don't need to see anything. You don't need to look at the screen. Notice your breathing, where you feel your breathing in your body. Do you feel your breath in the chest or back, in the belly or legs? Just notice. Notice where you feel it. Your breathing may have changed a little bit just from you noticing where you feel it filling in your body and where you feel it letting go. As you continue to notice your breath, start to take your time and maybe place one of your hands on your belly, and on your next inhale, give a little kind of space for the belly. So some of you, this might come naturally, some not so much. It might feel a little forced. That's okay. It's because it's something new. So when you're inhaling, see if you can kind of feel this push and expansion in the stomach. It doesn't have to be a lot. It can just be a little. And then when you go to exhale, see if that belly comes in. It relaxes, it releases. It starts to come in closer to the ribs as you exhale. And then do that just like one or two more times. Feel it again. On your inhale, feel this expansion in the belly. And then when you're ready on your exhale, let it go. Feel that belly come in close. And then we'll do that one more time. Feel that inhale. You might feel expansion in the arms, the back. You might notice that you grow taller in your seat. And then when you're ready to exhale, feel that softness. Feel that belly come in close. Then relax, release, allow your hands to maybe go down sides or rest on the legs. And notice if your body starts keeping with that expansion and compression as you inhale and exhale. So do about one more, and then you can let all of that relax and just return to your natural breathing. If it stays the same, great. If it doesn't stay the same, that's fine too. All right, we're going to start diving into our simple movements for our body. I mentioned this is going to be more so stretch, not so much diving into yoga asana yet. You're just going to start with some head circles at your own pace and time. Start to circle the head around in one direction or the other. When your chin is close to the chest, you'll allow the head to drop, and then you'll take it the opposite direction. You'll go ahead and when the chin is close to chest again, allow the head to drop. Take a moment for a stretch on the back of the neck. Reconnect with the breath. Then lift the head slowly, take it through center. You're going to allow the head to tilt back. Maybe the eyes look up at the sky above or the ceiling above, whatever is there above you. And then bring your head back down to center. Choose a side, take an ear to the shoulder. Now you have the option, the opposite arm, opposite side. The hand can go out to side and reach away for a little stretch there. Bring it all back to center and then do the other side. So your opposite ear goes down to that same side shoulder. And then opposite arm can reach away. Bring yourself back to center. Great. We're going to go ahead and move into some shoulder rolls. So just take some shoulder rolls towards the back. Nothing wild. We hold a lot of tension. And by we, I mean humans. That's just where tension tends to go, is in the shoulders and neck. You may notice that some days if you're feeling stressed. So it's nice to show some love to the shoulders and the upper back and the neck to find some release. You're going to take a pause and then you're going to roll your shoulders towards the front. Great. Awesome. Just a little bit of movement. So we just have a few more. Just kind of moving through the body, getting acquainted with self, and then we'll do some more through the time ahead. All right, so we're going to go into our little side twist. So you can still keep the legs in easy seated pose, but if you do need a little more stretch or movement, you can take a moment to kind of wiggle out the legs. And then when you're ready, you're just going to take your arms up towards the sky or ceiling above. Take a big inhale here, start to lengthen through the body, and you're going to exhale and twist in one direction. You're going to drop your arms outside the legs and thighs. You can hold here and just feel as the arm that's closer inside maybe presses away against the thigh. You could also allow your vision to follow towards the back shoulder. Go ahead and return to center. You're going to take those arms up above you once again. Inhale up. Exhale in the opposite direction. Do the same as you did on the opposite side. We're going to go ahead and return to center. We're going to do one more round of that just for good measure. Sometimes the second time feels a little less forced or just kind of moves with ease a little bit. So inhale up and back to center. Exhale, twist back to that first side. I can feel one with nature. I have a little ant guy crawling on me. So one thing with yoga outdoors or any movement outdoors is you get all these little surprises versus when you're in your own space, you have a little bit more control. Just like life, we have so much, or so we think, so much control of our own schedules overall and what's happening. But when we leave the house, a lot's out of our control. So we'll go ahead one more round, take it up, inhale, and then exhale and twist. You're going to go ahead, you're going to return to center. We're going to take the arms up above just one more time, just for a stretch here. Inhale here, and then exhale, bring your hands together at heart, Anjali Mudra, hands to heart. So just take a moment. You just stretched into your side body, which we tend not to do as much as we get older. So just take a moment to notice how that feels in this space. And then go ahead, release the arms. We're going to go ahead and allow some windshield wipers. So you're going to uncross your legs if you haven't done so already. And in windshield wipers, you're just going to allow your knees to fall from one side to the other. So take your time. Knees fall from one side to the other. It doesn't matter how fast or slow you go. It's up to you. And then we're going to go into one of my favorites, which is an asana. We're going to go into Baddha Konasana, so bound ankle pose. So bound ankle pose, there is more space than in butterfly. Butterfly, you tend to bring the feet in a little bit closer. Here you're going to allow this space. It's more of a diamond. Just allow the knees to fall out to either side, feet facing or touching one another. Hands go where that feels good and secure for you. And then lengthen and breathe and just allow your upper body to be as whatever it likes to be with gravity. Here you might notice that your legs, my legs might look a little bit different. It's okay. Just take your time breathing into it. And really here you want to tap into your body. And by that, it just means understanding what your body's doing in the space. So maybe your knees are a little bit higher. That's okay. And you're here. You can use your arms to gently allow the legs to open. You could forward fold. That's going to create more space. It's also going to just open up our hips and our lower body more. So if you have a job where you're walking a lot of front to back, or if you're seated a lot, just anything that keeps us kind of thinned out, kind of close in with our bodies, we're just allowing more space. Take another breath here, and then when you're ready, if your hands are wrapped around the toes, as I like to do with mine, you can slowly release the hands. They can help you to rise back up through center. And then we're going to go in for a seated tree pose. So for the first side, you're going to extend one leg away, and then you're going to kind of like similar to what I mentioned in butterfly, you're going to take the other foot, you're going to bring it in nice and close, close to the groin, close to the inner thigh, inner leg, and just allow that thigh and that knee to drop out to one side. And then we're going to add a twist if you so choose. So we're going to go ahead and twist the opposite direction for a little stretch. And then you'll return to center. You're going to go ahead and you're going to lift that knee up. That foot is going to cross over that lengthened leg. And then you're going to twist towards the direction of that leg and knee. So my side, for example, I have my right leg crossing over the left extended leg. So I'm going to twist in the right direction. And my left arm is going to go outside of that leg. Your breath might tap into this one also. So you might feel a little more pressure on the belly as you inhale and that belly wants to expand. But then as you exhale, that belly softens and you may notice that you can twist a little further in that direction. Then you're going to gently release. We're going to go ahead and the knee that was bent, you're going to allow it to go long. You're going to bend your extended legs knee now. So we're going to take it to the opposite side. So for me, that's extending the right leg. The left leg is now the one with the bent knee. And then in your seated tree pose, twist towards the extended leg. Bring yourself back to center. Take that leg over the extended supine spinal twist, seated basically. So you're going to twist in that opposite direction. This helps to bring balance and equilibrium back to the body. You're going to go ahead and return to center. You're going to release everything, let it go, shake it out the legs. And if you're like, what do I mean by equilibrium back to the body? Don't worry about it. We'll talk about that in later time, or you can just shoot me a message and we can deep dive into that conversation. So, but it really just, in simple terms, if you're feeling off, it helps you to not to kind of feel like back to yourself kind of thing. So sometimes we feel like we're kind of all over the place, like we're spread it apart. So that it helps to kind of bring everything back into home, back into balance. So I'm a Libra. I do my best to be all about balance, not not reality all the time. But in the moments that I can, like myself out in the space, have that, it can be a beautiful thing. And you don't have to be a Libra to want a little balance in life, certain aspects. So you're going to go ahead. Our last one for today is you're going to bend both knees. You're going to extend and lengthen through the arms. Take a big inhale here, and then you're going to exhale. You're going to fold. Once again, thinking about that big compression, filling the belly on the inhale. Exhale, that belly softens. You feel a little bit closer to your lower body, and your arms can go wherever they support you. I'm keeping mine easy today, so you can keep those knees bent. If you want, you don't have to. You can rock side to side if you want a little movement. And you're going to slowly start to roll up the spine, extend and lengthen the legs. Oh, everybody's new favorite faux friend, not the friend at all, little one of those little buggies, lawn buggies. All right. So once you get through your forward fold, which is, so we touched on a couple of different asanas in yoga that also are stretches. We did our asana, our easy seated pose. We did a bound angle, which was more of the diamond. We did our supine spinal twist with that seated tree. And then we did our easy seated pose. So a lot of things that are stretches in yoga can overlap, but the focus here was just to allow some simple stretch for the day. So we'll bring ourselves back to our easy seated pose to close. Take a moment to reconnect with your breath. You can close the eyes if you feel safe in this space that you find yourself. Otherwise, just let the body relax here. You don't have to be as mindful of the expansion and compression of your belly. You can just really allow yourself to soften and be in your space. And you're just going to be for a moment. You can start to welcome a little bit of movement back to the body. If the eyes are closed, take your time if you decide to open them. If you do have some time and you can stay upon your mat and just enjoy that space of stillness, I invite you to do so. If I could be here all day upon the mat, I would just be still and just take in all the sounds that are around me. But like many people of the day and just daily life, there are other things to do. So if you do have to get on with your day, you're more than welcome to close out with me. We'll just keep it nice and simple. We'll just bring the hands over to heart. I'd like to thank you for taking this time for yourself today. I hope that this flow eases you into the rest of your day or night with peace, love, and smiles. Namaste. And I will see you for another simple flow in the future. So thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. So if you have any questions about anything today, please let me know. The lives do go longer than what posts. So pretty much for the posting, it will basically be the flow. And so you might miss out on some of the conversations or goofiness that can happen when we're out here. Like I said, I'm using new things, new equipment, all that stuff. So I really don't know how this will work anyways. It's always just new challenges and things being within that space. But It really is nice that you're like taking this time for yourself. It's so important, as especially during like chaotic times, just to step away and be out, go out in nature, take a walk, sit outside with like a cup of tea, just wherever. And no matter where you are, there's no like, I would say, perfect, perfect place. We can make our perfect places. The way we use the word perfect can be a lot of things. Like I would say, this is perfect weather. But really, there are other things. You know, when you're outside, there's bugs. When you're inside, there's echoes. When you're just wherever you are, just being open to the discomfort of new, overcoming, trying new things. It can have all this goofiness and wackiness to it, and that's like totally okay. So just do what you got to do, and just make sure to take some time for yourself while you're doing that. That's the important thing. So thanks so much. And yeah, we'll talk soon. We'll talk later. Okay. Thank you so much, and I'm so proud of you. So take care.